We are at the opposite corner now of Mrs. Lee's flower garden, and we're just going to take a walk around the perimeter and end up in front of Arlington House and take a look at the graves. I find this name very interesting. This is George W. George, and I have to imagine what it's like to go through life being named George George. But here he is. And you saw his date of death was 1875, so he's not one of those original graves that I told you about earlier. And there is a large grave right here in front. This person was chief clerk of the War Department. It's written in small letters there, just to the left and right of his name. Only 37 years old. These graves here are 1864. D.F. Cole, Major of the 107th Infantry, it's hard to read, died at Point of Rocks, Virginia, 1865, age 27. A much larger grave than the others. I really don't know the story behind it. (1865), and most of these closest to us are 1865. And just a peek inside the flower garden. It is late November now, so it's not looking its best. It does look a lot better in the spring, as you'd imagine. And we'll go ahead and take a walk around the outside of Arlington House. As I mentioned earlier, there are former slave quarters behind Arlington House. So this is the one that we saw before, but from the back. And then just opposite it is a matching building. And there are 3 doors here, 3 doors here. And these all have interpretive museum style exhibits on the inside. And we will go ahead and take a look. Let's start with these since there's no one here at the moment. No competition for space. The exhibit here, Many Voices of Arlington Plantation.
Stated that spirituals are the music of trouble and exile, of strife and hiding. They grope towards some unseen power and sigh for rest in the end. The following is an excerpt from the spiritual Deep River.
My home is
Quiet resistance. To resist slavery, enslaved men and women broke tools or worked slower. At Arlington, they also took small items from the mansion. When the Arlington woods caught on fire, Perry Parks ignored Custis's orders more than once before acting. The enslaved community protected its members. With quiet resistance, they proved that the system of slavery could not break them down. Judy's room. Aunt Judy. My cousins have an Aunt Judy. That's my mom's name. A lifetime of enslavement on Arlington Plantation. Summer kitchen. So the kitchen is in something of a basement level. And then above, in something of an attic, is a bedroom. An enduring legacy. This out of the 6 rooms is the one that gets the most visitors because it is closest to the exit from Arlington House. Interviews with descendant families.
And to keep up the plantation. And the side taxes were a part of that story.
So basically a movie.
Arlington House has an elaborate history. We have slavery, we have Arlington Cemetery, and we have Robert E. Lee's presence.
Gray family quarters. A home for 10. In this small space, Selena Norris and Thornton Gray made a home and raised 2 boys and 6 girls while enslaved. Here they are. There's even a cat asleep on the bed. Of course, it's not a real cat, but it looks real because that is, it's not a doll, it's a model. It does look very lifelike.